A2 media product, I was set with the task of researching, planning and constructing a music video for a copyright-free piece of music. The song I chose was a piece that I composed myself, called Fragments. During the early stages of my practical production, I was met with the opportunity to synergize my songwriting and this video. I found that this made me twice as invested in ensuring that the video was a true reflection of the song's meaning and that it could compete with other real media products. I chose this single in particular because there are multiple instruments used in the recording of the track, so I could have shots of other instruments, which is an area of filming that interests me. Throughout the research, planning, filming and post-production of my media product, I've remained conscious of genre-specific conventions of real media products. This awareness extends to ancillary texts too, which I think ensures that the whole campaign is successful. To achieve this ongoing understanding of genre, I firstly had to identify fragments and assign it to a musical category. So I created an online survey asking what genre people thought it was. After advertising this on my personal and music social media profiles, I found the results to be conclusive. This led me to narrowly refine my research into music videos in the alternative rock genre. I know of many bands within this category, so I immediately watched hours of their official videos. During the process of researching the genre, I discovered lots of artistic shots of the bands playing live, which is definitely a convention of alternative rock music video. I appreciate that some videos in this style contain a plot line too. However, my personal taste draws towards videos without pretentious acting, but instead to the subtle power of suggestion. Lyrically, Fragments is about being alone and lost, so I tried to show this theme in a masked way. I frequently cut from a shot of me with a band to shots of me on a lonely white platform. This white platform looks like a bandstand, which could suggest that in Fragments the character views places that are populated with people as empty areas. I hope that this is a link so tenuous that few people will make it. However, it is there to be absorbed subliminally. This depth and deception is apparent in real media products. For example, I could compare it to Sick Love by Red Hot Chili Peppers, as this video only paints a clear description of the meaning by the third or fourth watch through. I decided to base my music video on the video for Biscuit by the Don Fox Scandal.
Want a biscuit? Have a biscuit. Go ballistic for the biscuit. Don't try to mess me around, cause the last motherfucker that tried to break me broke down. Want a biscuit? Have a biscuit. Go ballistic for the biscuit. Don't try to mess me around, cause the last motherfucker tried to break me broke down. Want a biscuit? Have a biscuit. Go ballistic for the biscuit. Don't try to mess me around, cause the last motherfucker tried to break me broke down.
This band are fairly new to the scene, but I've spent a lot of money for professionals to create an alternative rock video for them. I studied the shot types and tried to emulate a few of my favourites. One of these was a shot of the drummer from his side profile moving across the kit with the snare mainly in focus. So I adapted this to my video. In their video, the band are in a recording studio with microphones set up, as if they're recording each instrument, which gives an authentic live feel to their finished product. This live feel is another stylistic feature of alternative and indie rock videos. For my video, I was fortunate enough to have access to a professional recording studio with expensive and real-life equipment in it. I set up the live room with fairy lights and candles, but kept that live feel by setting up amplifiers, a PA system and a vocal microphone. I believe I adhered to the alternative rock music video conventions with the lighting I used in the video. The whole video has a subtle hint of sepia tone, which comes from the fairy lights and the warm glow from the candle flame. This suits the track because fairy lights and candles are associated with relaxed scenes and it's a fairly relaxing song. Lighting is a key feature in The Pretender by Foo Fighters, as it is crucial in creating an aggressive theme. I found that artists within this style seem to consider their music videos to be fairly musically accurate too. For example, in pop music videos, Often when there are shots of the band aren't the main focus and there are continuity issues. In one of Blur's videos, there are parts of the video where the drummer hits the crash cymbal in the audio recording, but in the video he doesn't. This seems to be a resolved issue in the production of alternative rock videos. Perhaps because they are more musically proficient than pop musicians stereotypically. Either way, it irritates me as a viewer, so prior to capturing the video, I made sure that the session players I used had learned the song perfectly. This is another way that my video adheres to the genre conventions. In conclusion, my media products set out to achieve a disciplined video that could rival other videos in the same genre. And I think by being aware of conventions of real media products, I've done this successfully. My music video and ancillary text have both been inspired by the song that I used, but in slightly different ways. This is a commonly used marketing technique so that the campaign has continuity but remains interesting for the audience. For the front cover of my album art, I used an image of myself because the main focus in my music video was on the singer. From my research, I learned that many artists have images of the band for album art. This makes it clear for the consumer to know who they're buying. Commercially, people are more likely to listen to music by people they know and like, so artists tend to promote their image and personal life just as much as their music. I combine this philosophy used by singer-songwriters, artists like Bob Dylan, Aleda Diane, and Amy McDonald, with more avant-garde artists like Bjork. I love the way that Bjork manipulates images of herself. I think she is respected more as a musician because she hides any clear images of herself and therefore her personal life. I felt my album art needed to be more interesting than just a simple picture of myself. So I firstly put a filter on the image using the app Prisma, making it look more like a painting. I then came across the alternative rock artist Muse and looked at their album art, The Resistance. I automatically thought of Fragments. The definition of the word fragments is a small part broken off or separated from something. So I thought I could take Muse's idea of using lots of hexagons and apply it to the image of myself by having hexagons breaking off of my face. I did this by cutting and pasting hexagons out of my face onto different layers using Photoshop. The blue background creates relaxing imagery which ties in with the music video, as there is relaxing imagery in that too. My magazine advert uses a similar theme to my album art, as from my research I found that these two media platforms have to stay fairly similar. This is so that when audiences relate visually to one, they will immediately think of the other. I think they work well as a unit for this reason. I read a few different rock music magazines and found that their online presence was much stronger visually than their paper versions, because text moves about and videos are linked in too. So I respected that I should give ways to access online music of mine in print to encourage the reader to visit the online version, which would ultimately be better for my marketing strategy. The connection between my video and magazine advert is again that they focus on the singer. I decided to use multiple images of myself to reinforce this. I also did this because from my research into alternative rock music magazines like Kerrang!, Q, Wire, and Enemy, I discovered that they all use images of the band that they are promoting. This means that my ancillary texts follow the forms and conventions of the alt-rock genre effectively. I promoted my music video across various media platforms so that my song gained maximum exposure to appropriate audiences. I posted it on YouTube, Instagram, and both my personal and music Facebook profiles, giving people different ways to engage with the material. I chose to release the video on these media outlets because they each provide an analytics page which gives statistics on the performance of the product. These statistics include insights into what time people watch it, how far through the video they got, and the number of positive interactions with it. I found that generally, people who had taken the time to find the video on YouTube gave the video longer before they skipped through the song. than people simply skimming through their Facebook newsfeed. Compared to the 80s, people's attention spans are drastically shorter due to the impact of social media. Information is available almost instantaneously on websites, so people rarely spend a long time on one page. YouTube has been generally quite an effective platform for upcoming artists to attract the attention of major labels. For example, Justin Bieber became famous by posting YouTube videos. From my posts on Facebook, I received only positive responses via the comments section. As much as this is great for my general online presence, I feel like I missed out on vital constructive criticism. This is possibly because it was just friends who commented. They are less likely to criticize. To get more truthful feedback, I proceeded by creating a survey for people to submit anonymous responses. This way I could get more accurate feedback. I posted the survey on social media platforms for people to complete. I got very positive feedback on average. People rated my video 4.57 stars out of 5, and 64% of people rated it 5 stars. For the next question, which was, do you think my music video follows the forms and conventions of a music video? And the third question, do you think my video links effectively to ancillary texts? 87% of people said yes. Then for the fourth question, 80% said yes. I believe this shows my music video was a success within the popular music culture context. I received mostly positive feedback from the question about my technical skills, but I could possibly improve on using a variety of shot distances, as 3 people put neutral and 1 disagree. Finally, I got some constructive criticism in the comments section of this survey. One person said that I should include more instruments as there are instruments in the track that don't appear in the video, and to avoid shooting things with brands' names. These are both things I could improve on for the next release. I began my project by researching real media productions on media platforms like YouTube. I also researched techniques for SEO, search engine optimizations, marketing, and found out that if I wanted Fragments video to be near the top of a Google search, it had to be linked onto other websites. So I found a few websites to release the video link on, like Facebook, Twitter, and Vimeo. I used a Nikon SLR camera to film my project, mainly placed on a tripod with wheels mounted to the bottom, which allowed me to get tracking and panning shots easily. Before filming, I ensured that the memory card I was using had a large amount of free space, so not to waste studio time. I was fortunate enough to have access to a professional recording studio during this project, so I managed to feature expensive microphones like a Neumann condenser. I also managed to include amplifiers, which achieved a realistic outcome. I uploaded all the clips from the shoot to my laptop and then added them to a session in the software I used. I began editing by locking down a mastered WAV file of the song and then attaching videos to this. I found that the shots from the studio had almost a sepia tone to them due to the fairy lights and candles, whereas the shots from the bandstand had higher white balance. This was a harsh contrast when I edited the clips side by side, so I had to rectify the colour balance on the bandstand shots. I added crossfades and straight cut transitions and abided by the 180-degree rule. I finally exported the project and uploaded it to various websites.